This is how to remove the hood latch, remove and replace the hood latch cable on a 2010 Audi S4. It also works for the A4 and some of the other models. So you're going to have to get the fender off to start, which there's several bolts that sit on top right here, right here, right here, right here. There's two other ones right here that you're gonna have to take out. And there's also several on the back side, two little plastic clips, one right here, one right there. And here's those two other bolts. There's some plastic weather stripping, like trim back behind that as well too. You're gonna have to remove that. And you're also going to have to remove the windshield wiper fluid reservoir to get to all those to begin with. Once you have all that removed and the fender taken off, you'll be able to access the hole, two holes for the hood latch release cable. There's going to be back into here, you're gonna have to pull this little rubber grommet right here out of the firewall, and that's where the new cable is going to feed through. And as you can see that in there, it's just sitting right on top. And we're about to push this back into that hole and get that set into position. And that's going to feed through inside the cabin. And you'll see this little wire right up in here. Flashlights. So it's going to be right there. You're gonna have to snake that through and pretty much pull it down. We used a long screwdriver to kind of help guide it down towards the hood latch release handle, which is right here. Ours was snapped, and that's why the cable was broken along with that. Little piece of advice to make it easier. What we did was, once we pulled out the old rubber piece from inside there that I had showed you before, we pulled the rest of the cable through up to this hole, and then we duct taped the end of the new cable, as you saw before. That's the end of the new cable. We duct taped that to the old wires that had broken, and we used some soap to just make it a lot smoother along here as it glides through this little passageway going through here. And we pretty much just pulled it through and got it to the point where that wire was close to the end there, and just fed that the rest of the way in with that little rubber piece in here. As you can see right there, we fished it in through the end and pretty much just pulled the cable out the rest of the way. So that is how you replace the hood latch cable on a 2010 Audi S4. Again, it works for the A4 as well too. And yeah, that's about it. One last little look again through here, just so you can see. There's the hole that takes the cable through the firewall. You can see it right there. And one other tip, make sure on the old cable, before you try and pull it through, cut off that piece of rubber so it can slide nicely out as it's taped up to the new one, and you can just pull it right out. And that's how you replace the cable.